How's everybody doing? It's the Proof in the Pudding podcast show, and I'm your host. I go by the name of Sion 919. I'm very excited about today. I've been telling y'all all week we got a very special guest tonight, very talented woman who's making it happen. You know what I'm saying? She's doing a thing, modeling, singing. She's a full-time mom, actress, personal trainer. Yo, let's welcome her to the Proof. She goes by the name of Step G. Step G, how you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. How you doing?
I'm doing good, yo. I want to welcome you to the show. I appreciate you coming through. For the people that may not be familiar with you, can you introduce yourself and let them know where you're from?
Yeah. Thanks for having me, by the way.
You're welcome.
So I'm Step. That's what everybody calls me, short for Stephanie, of course. I am, you could say I'm from Raleigh, NC. That's where I've lived the longest.
Right.
You can follow me on Instagram at it's.step. Same on TikTok without the dot. I'm
Right.
new to TikTok. So what's up?
I'm chilling today, yo. So, all right, you're doing big things. I'm definitely excited to have you up here and hear your story on the platform. So let's take it back to the beginning. Like, what was your early childhood like?
Dysfunctional. I mean, whose isn't, right?
Right.
But growing up, I was a big fan of Mariah Carey. I used to think I was her. So some of my early influences would have been like Brandy, Tamia. It was all about music for me growing up. I
Right.
love to sing. I've been singing since I could talk. Um, and then, life happens. When I was younger, I was on my own from the age of 15. So
Okay.
just going through life, trying to figure it out.
Right. So now you're figuring it out. You said you were singing all the time,
Yep.
around 15 years old. You're making it happen on your own. So let's talk about that. Going from just having fun, just singing, right?
Hmm.
Now life happens. It gets real. You're out here on your own, you're trying to figure it out. 15 years old, you're a female. What's going through your mind at this time?
Survival, really. You know, um, just trying to make it. Just trying to graduate high school, get through the day to day. That's what it was about for me.
Right,
Probably did a lot of things I shouldn't have did. Didn't have a lot of guidance. Um, so
right,
out there making bad decisions and living life the wrong way until I graduated high school though early on
okay.
with very good grades, surprisingly.
All right.
But didn't really have the chance to go to college at first. So that was really just hanging out.
Right. Okay. So was this in Raleigh at this point? At this point in time?
Um, so it was really all over.
Okay.
Raleigh, Zebulon, Wendell, Johnston County, anywhere where I could fit in.
Okay. All right. So you're out here, you're 15, 16, 17 years old, right? You're
Hmm.
surviving, right? What's some things that kept you focused? There's a lot of dangers out there. How didn't you get caught up in some of the traps?
I wouldn't say that I didn't. I didn't have a focus. Well, the only focus I had was graduating high school, and then once I accomplished that, it was really kind of downhill from there. And then
Right.
I had my first child at 19, and
And
that was like a light bulb. Okay, you need to get your stuff together. I don't know if I can curse on here.
nah, you fine. You can be yourself, enjoy, be yourself, relax. So okay, all right. Let me ask you. So you say you're 19, you have your first child.
Hmm.
From 15 to 19, what are some things that you've seen or you may experience that helped change your life besides having the child up until that point?
Um, Hanging with the wrong people, being you know mistreated by people you trust, and it kind of growing up like that kind of hardens you a little bit.
Right.
um I've seen a lot of things, but drugs, robberies, things like that. Not
Right.
necessarily me being involved in it, but just being around it.
Right.
I was always a part of the wrong crowd.
Right. Okay. So a lot of times it's like, were these people you were meeting and, not knowing what type of people they were? Or when you say that, when,
Um, I mean, you think people are your friends, and then you get introduced to different things through those people, and
right,
everybody has a choice, of course. But when you're by yourself and you're in survival mode and you're just trying to get by, I mean, sometimes you just do whatever you need to do to get money, whether it's
right,
transporting the street
right,
pharmacists around for their deliveries or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
right,
Just think life happens.
right. Nah, that's real right there. You're trying to make it to the next day. So it's like a lot of things out there. But the
Right.
thing is, you're still here today, right? So at 19 now, you're out there, you're experiencing things. So let me ask you, okay. So at 15 years old, it's things you're seeing now that an average 15-year-old person wouldn't see. A lot of things is like you're not understanding. So it's like, yo, how did you adapt and you survive? Because a lot of people they get taken advantage of. It goes the wrong way. How did you stay afloat?
Um, I mean, I've been taken advantage of through, like I said, people. You think people are your friends.
Right,
Getting too drunk at parties, things like that. There are things in my past that um I could have made the situation better for myself, but I chose a different way, and
right,
I just look like you just learn from it. You most of the time you blame yourself and you just change your behavior to let nobody in. And situations like that just harden you.
right,
So that's how it was. It was me against the world.
right. Wow. Okay. So as you against the world, you kind of felt alone out there, right?
Right.
So now, okay, you have a child. It's your child. You're in survival mode. Now you have this other person depending on you. That
Exactly.
had to be a quick change of mindset. Like, yo, it ain't just about me now. I can make it. I'll be all right.
Right.
Now you got a child. What's going through your mind at this moment?
So it was more so now I have to live for her. So that pushed me to, I mean, I was always, don't get me wrong, I was always a worker. So I always had a job, some type of job,
Right,
and a side hustle. So at that point, it was more like no more side hustles. I have to get me a better job. So let me do something different. So then I started school to be a medical assistant,
okay,
and it wasn't even something I wanted to do. It was more like, okay, this is the medical field that's always going to be around. So
right,
let me do something to put myself in a position to always have a job, right? So I got certified as a medical assistant, and then that pushed me into the field I'm in now, which is clinical research.
okay, right,
So I just started building, my career and working my way up and making more money. And then, like I said, I have a lot of family situations. And at
right,
the time, um, it just wasn't working out trying to build the relationship back with my mother.
right.
And I ended up back on the streets.
Wow.
Just trying, her husband just doesn't like me. I
Right.
look like my dad, I guess. I don't know.
Oh wow.
So it was always an issue with him. So then I ended up, back into, I guess, a relationship that I shouldn't have been in. It
Right.
pushed me into a bad relationship, trying to have somewhere to live.
Right.
Ended up with another child that I had to take care of by myself. And
Wow.
then that is where it was really like, okay, you really have to start living for you. You
Right.
have to show them that not necessarily you don't need a man, but you can just do it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So at that point, I started really busting my ass. Got certifications and things to go behind my name, and got back in college. And I'm still completing my bachelor's degree, but
Wow.
really built my career up, making great money. And then I
Yeah.
started putting myself into things that I like to do, like acting
Right.
and modeling, and started working out just for my own mental health.
Right.
Not even just for something to do. I quit smoking cigarettes, and that was the way I coped, was to work out.
Wow.
Um, so just major life changes.
Right.
Got my went to counseling, did all kinds of things just to change my view on life. Like, it doesn't have to be so hard. The choices you make can really catapult you to great places once you start making the right decisions for you.
Okay. And that's the thing right there. So you went, you say you talked to somebody, you dealt with some of the issues. So, okay, looking at the woman you are now, how would you describe the 15, 16-year-old you?
Uh, Naive,
Right.
um, misguided, and probably a little hurt. Probably did a lot of things out of anger and hurt.
Right. Wow. So when we dealing with stuff like that, that's a time where a lot of times like we're at that age where we really can't express ourselves. So you say you had things going on in the household that was out of your control. So you're a little angry. You might have felt whatever kind of way. You're out here on your own now. So it's like it's the real world now. So it's like everybody smiling ain't your friend. You're learning as you're going. You said it made you harden yourself up because you're in defense mode. You
Right,
don't want your woman out here. You don't want to be taken advantage of. You don't want somebody, trying to harm you. You're in survival mode.
right.
So now you go through that. Things start turning around for you. How did you, because I'm pretty sure you still had your defense mechanisms up and your walls and stuff up. How did you make the change from going from survival mode to living my best life? I will put it in that sense.
Um, you just at some point you have to make the choice. Am I gonna wake up mad because of everything I've been through, or am I gonna wake up and choose to do something that makes me feel good today? It was, before it was more about I just need to pay bills. Now it's, yeah, I need to pay bills, but my kids also need to have fun, and I need to have a life too. And
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, they need to see that it's not all about the mundane Monday through Friday type of job. And that, you know, I want them to experience life. And not their mother always being stressed because of a paycheck or the next bill, because she's not getting help, or because she doesn't have family support.
right,
So it was just that you just have to make the choice every day. You have to
right.
wake up and make that choice.
No, I definitely agree with you right there. So let me ask you, if somebody's watching the show, they're having family issues as well, right? They're thinking, or they may be in a situation where the family say you got to go. That happens as well. So they're out there on their own, or they're at a crossroads. What advice would you give them?
Um, Go. Sometimes you have to cut everybody off, family included, to make sure you can do what you need to do for you.
Right,
So if you need to sleep in your car and you need to join a gym for $10 a month, so you can take a shower every morning before you go to work to save you some money for a couple of months, you do that.
right,
You got to do whatever is best for you. And
right.
sometimes that's cutting family off.
Okay, family, because the family can hurt you as well, just like the outsiders. So, okay, now you're living your life. You went back. How was it? Because you said around this time when you was graduating, going to school and stuff like that, you were kind of like out there, living day to day. Did you have somewhere to live, or were you like going from house to house at this time?
It was couch hopping,
Couch hopping.
wherever we partied that night is where I slept, or,
Right.
a friend's couch, a friend's mom's couch, just people I knew in the neighborhood, or things like, I mean, I also had a car too, so
Okay. All right.
wasn't opposed to that if I had to.
Okay. So, okay, I know it was extra harder than trying to stay focused and finish school. So, like, what were some of the challenges that you faced?
Um, Getting to school on time, I was always late, always.
Right.
And you know how you had like 10 days a year that you could miss? Yeah, I always missed like 12 and had
Wow.
to make the extra two up.
Right.
Um, and then it was motivation. Like, I got straight A's all throughout my entire elementary, middle school, and high school up until my senior year. My senior year, I didn't care. I didn't
Wow.
care. As long as I passed, I was doing the bare minimum.
Wow. So it's like at this point, it's coast clear right now. That made it this far. We
It
just
was
gonna
like, you
coast.
know what? I'm tired. I don't
Right.
care.
Okay. So that's the thing, right? I'm looking at you now. You're standing here. You're confident. You're doing a lot of good things, right? It wasn't always this way. How did you build yourself up to have the confidence and stuff to step out and do the things you want to do? Where before you were kind of like, living day to day, you're learning as you're going. So it's like kind of it made you a better person because now you have the best of both worlds. What are some things that you learned and how did it make you better?
Um, Learning myself really. I didn't really have any sense of self when I was, a teenager on the streets. It was, the influences I had weren't great, growing up, or my friends, so-called friends.
Right,
It was more about like, what type of person do I want to be? Where do I want to be? Where do I want to end up? You started asking myself those questions. I don't think I was really asked that.
right,
It wasn't my family didn't really push college on me. It wasn't, it was more like just graduate. So, um, and then I never really had a choice but to make it once I had my kids.
right,
I think as mothers, we don't have a lot of options. It's never an option. Like if nobody else has it, I have to get it regardless, right?
right,
So it was more so like changing that mindset to wanting more than just that, just to be able to pay my bills and just to be able to survive. I wanted more than that.
right,
I want nice things. I want to be healthy. I want my hair to grow, and
right,
in order to do that, you have to take care of yourself. So you have to just make that choice, and that's when I started. That's when I decided to stop smoking cigarettes.
right.
Decided to start, just making my even down to making my own like body oils, stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Just things that take up my time
Right,
to get away from smoking cigarettes. And then, you know, I know I didn't have a great influence as far as like motherly, so I
right,
had to learn that as well. And it was like, I had to decide like I want to stop yelling at my kids. So I started, in addition to stopping smoking cigarettes, it was like, let me work out whenever I'm angry, or let me do something different to stop what I went through when I
right,
was younger. I think that's what people have to realize, is that you're really only, your mind only grows to the age where that hurt happens, right?
right,
So until you realize that and confront that hurt, you're just going to keep hurting everybody else around you. So that's what I had to do. I had to confront my demons. I
right,
tried to repair the relationship with my mother. Whether or not that worked, I tried. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
um, same with like my sisters, and trying to be close with my dad. And you just have to make the decision, to do better. You
All
can
right.
do better. You deserve better.
Right. That makes sense right there. You said a powerful thing. You said going back to the age that the hurt happened. So you have some people that's grown adults that's still walking around hurt from when they was
Yep.
13, 14 years old. So all right, let me ask you. You went back, you dealt with your demons, right? So now you're a mom. What are some things looking back from your experiences that you said I'll never do with my child? Like what's some things that may have caused you pain or may have damaged you as a child that a lot of parents they may not know they're damaging their child.
Um, I will never choose a man over my child. I
Right,
will always believe my children. First and foremost, I don't care what they're speaking about, who they're speaking about. I will always believe my kids.
right,
And just saying things to them out of anger. I also, going, my dad and my mom divorced. So my mom used to talk a lot of shit about my dad.
right,
And I mean, some of it was true, but I never badmouthed my kids' fathers to them.
right,
I always let them make their own decisions about that's their relationship. I don't want to ruin that. I don't want them to grow up and think that it was my fault. So I always let them see it on their own.
Right. Wow. Okay. And that's real right there. That's definitely real. It's like a lot of times parents, you said a real thing, parents split up. They're angry. So you just like your daddy or that, but you just like your mama. They're still affecting the kid. It's like
Yep.
you speaking out of anger, you're mad, but it's like that's still, it's kind of like that's somebody family member over there I don't like. And I'm going off and the family member's looking at me like, are you serious? Like that's my cousin or that's my mom. So okay, I definitely understand that. So it's like parents, we have to be mindful
Yep.
what we're saying in front of the kids because this stuff is going, they're gonna hold us after that. We don't forgot about it. The child still remembers that. So let me ask you, with your siblings, you had sisters and brothers?
I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers.
Two sisters and two brothers. None of y'all were close?
Um, no.
Okay.
I'm close to one of my sisters now, but growing up, no.
Okay.
So my oldest brother, my dad had from a previous relationship.
Right.
My oldest sister, my mom had her from a previous relationship, but
Right.
my dad raised her from the time she was like 1 or something
Okay.
like that. And then I have, oh, my light went off. And then I have my other sister, and then I have a younger brother.
Okay. All right.
So
So
and then we're like step ladders. So my sister was born 1 year before me, and then my younger brother was born 1 year after me.
wow. Okay. Wow. And none of y'all were close. So all right. Let me ask you, okay. Around what age did the hurt happen for you?
Um, I think it was like a combination. Like I said, when my parents were together, there was a lot of animosity. My mom was angry a lot. She said a lot of things that stick with me to this day.
Right.
And then they divorced, and my mom got with her current husband. And like I said, I would never choose a man over my kids.
Right.
He physically assaulted me, and she chose
Wow.
him.
Wow. Wow. And that's a thing right there. You said a powerful, definitely word of wisdom right there. There's movies that happen, is things that happen every day where it's like it may be a physical thing, it may be sexual, it may be a parent or family member that touches the child. The child says, hey, y'all left, you put me in a situation. Family believes the older person. Don't believe the child. Now the child is damaged. Now they grow up with this resent. They grow up with this hurt. They kind of puts them on a path that wasn't for them. You understand what I'm saying? Things happen.
Right.
So now this is in motion. You grow from there. Now we're looking back. You're making it happen. How did it feel the moment you went back and enrolled in school? Because graduating, you say you had a child. You wasn't thinking about college. So to be able to get back and make it happen, like I'm bettering myself, how was that feeling?
I mean, it was a good feeling. It was also a lot of pressure too,
Right.
because not only am I in school full time, but I'm working full time. I'm taking care of children full time. So I mean, it was a lot, but like I said, it was just something I wanted to do. So I did it. Like
Right.
there were no ands, ifs, or buts about it. There were no choices. It was just do it. And then, you also want to do well, but I
Right.
also tried to remind myself, like, you can't do everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't get straight A's all the time. So, that my kids were my motivation. It was like, I want something more. I don't want to be, in this position forever. I want my kids to have stuff, what I'm saying, left to them.
Right.
Things
Right.
that things that I might not even have. You know what I mean?
Right. You want to put them definitely in a position to win and put them in a better position than you were
Right.
in. So okay. So now you're getting everything going. So it's like you start out in the field. You said in the beginning it was like, okay, I need the money. I don't really like the field. When did the transition fall from just work to I actually like this? I love what I'm doing.
Oh, it was always the money. It was always the money.
I mean, that's real.
once I
That's real.
kept make, once I kept making more and more money, I was like, oh, okay, I can do this.
Right.
I can do this.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing. So you're helping people as well, and you're getting paid for it. So okay, what are some things you enjoy now?
um, I mean, I like to do a lot of things. Me and my kids, our thing is movies. We like to watch movies. Before COVID, we used to be at the movie theater at least every other weekend.
Wow.
So just doing things. I live in Florida now, so the beach is always an option.
Right.
And then I'm now starting to try to write and sing my own songs.
Okay.
So trying to put myself out there. I've always had like stage fright, so I'm working on that. Working with a vocal coach on my range and breathing, things like that.
Wow.
And then my kids' extracurricular activities. You know,
Oh, okay. So when you were growing up, were you like in the choir? Did you sing at church or anything, or just in the house?
I think when I was in the eighth grade, I was in like chorus or
Okay.
something. But like I said, I never had a lot of confidence growing up.
Right.
Even though I sang a lot, whenever somebody would hear me, it's like I don't know, my voice would just cut off. And even
Right.
to this day, like I go to open mics and karaoke nights and stuff like that. And I am good until the music starts. And then
Wow.
I'm 15-year-old me, I guess. I don't know. It's different when you have a bunch of eyes on you.
Right.
Um, so that's what I'm working on now is just working on my I guess stage presence.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that. I think even I think it is already is it the you get the jitters before you get on stage. So it's like, the more you do it, it'll get better. But I think even the legends, they still get nervous. So that's normal. So okay. So what type of songs do you like to sing? What type of music do you like to create?
I'm definitely R&B,
R&B.
R&B soul. Um, like I said, I still listen to. I don't listen to a lot of new artists. I still
Right.
listen to old Brandy and Maya and Tamia and of course Mariah Carey, and that's what's in my playlist right
Right.
now.
Okay.
Um,
Right. So
yeah,
that's like that 90s R&B soul. That's like when music had meaning and it was love
exactly.
and stuff like that. Okay. So do you think that still exists in 2021, or you think like people are so far gone from that is like that's just the past now?
You mean love?
Like everything, love, the way people treated
Um,
each other, everything. The whole
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are, you know, guys that are genuine and, want marriage and things like that. But I think that the world is shying away from a traditional monogamous relationship. Like
right,
now it's more about how many and how much money they have and things like that. It's not about the person and getting to know them and creating a connection. It's more about what you can get out of the situation.
wow, wow. So it's more like an opportunity thing, or it's like a
Right.
business transaction.
Exactly.
Wow. So what are some qualities that you think people should look for in a person?
Um, honest, an honest person who does what they say, that you can depend on. Dependability is really important, especially when you have kids. Somebody who's understanding, someone who understands their own
Right,
flaws and issues and works towards, fixing those and doesn't project those on you. Like I think it's really important that people are self-aware.
right. That's very true right there. So what are some mistakes that we make when we jump into dating and looking at partners? What's some mistakes you learned from the past? Like,
Um, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And just you really need to get to know a person. I think that that's a big issue, that people don't take the time to get to know people. You don't
right,
even really know if you like this person and you're already sleeping with them, and now you're in a situationship and you done found out about the 7 baby mamas. Like, you just really need to get to know a person. Slow it down, be their friend first. Like, I would love it if we went back to courting. You know what
right,
I mean? Like, not so harsh, but
right,
if like you really just need to get to know people,
right.
ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, that's real.
be around them when they're alone, when they're with their friends, when they're drunk, when they're angry. Like, you really need to get to know people.
Right. And that's the real thing right there. People said, like you said, you need to be around a person in every element. You need to see them happy. You need to see them angry. How do they act when things don't go their way? When
Yep.
pressure's on, is they
Yep.
gonna fold under pressure? It's like, but then even in that, you're dating, you're courting. Now you live together. Then there's a whole another person. I didn't know you didn't clean up behind yourself. I didn't know this. It's like, so you constantly learning. So it's like you said, like take your time so you don't just jump out there and do something and you're gonna regret it later. So let's
Right.
talk about the acting a little bit because you're saying you have to get your stage presence and stuff like that together. How did you feel like, yo, I can bust out acting? I'm gonna jump into the acting world.
Um, I had gotten some information about being an extra
Right.
in a couple of things, and then that turned into being in it was like a carpet commercial in
Wow.
South Carolina. And then I was in the background of that Bobby Brown remake movie.
Oh wow.
So it was fun.
Right.
Like I said, I was just doing things that I love to do, things that I always wanted to try. And it was not like a 30 before 30 thing, but it was
Right.
like I really wanted to do things before I turned 30.
Right.
Um, that I didn't feel like I had the opportunity to do or time to do because I was raising two kids. So um, I jumped into it. I had a lot of fun. I met a lot of people. And then that's what really, it was like, yes, be guarded and be wary of people, but networking is everything.
Definitely.
So that's what really pushed me to like get out of my comfort zone and talk to people and meet people. I was never like that. I
Wow.
was always closed off. But just even when I'm out, just talking to people, I now can, and I always take myself out to eat by myself, and I'll
Wow.
strike up a conversation with the bartender or the person next to me, or just simple things like that. Just put yourself out there.
Wow. So that networking and the being in the industry, it kind of made you get over that fear a little bit. Like, yo, I got a network. I can't be closed off.
Yep.
Do you think being closed off was from the experiences you had before? It's like I don't want to be let down. I want to open up myself, and then somebody not be genuine, not be true. So do you think you were guarded at the time before? What changed where now you can be more social and networking?
Definitely, definitely guarded because of past hurt, but also not having any confidence in myself, also. So, at one point it was like, I'm not going to pursue this, I'm not good enough. And
Right.
then it was like, seeing, not saying people that are worse than me or whatever, but just seeing people make it that may not have the same drive as me. Like, hey, if they can do it, I know I can do it.
Right.
So that's what changed, is just, wanting something different. I wanted to try different things. I wanted to at least say I tried.
Right. And you're definitely doing it. So a question for like the people that may be looking at you now, right? They may be looking at your pictures. They see you confident. They see this beautiful woman, right? So they may ask themselves, how was she insecure? Or how did, so people look at the outside and they think, oh, she's pretty, she's confident, or she's stuck up. They may think anything.
I get told that all the time. When people get to know me, they're like, man, I thought you were stuck up, but you're so cool. I get that all the time. And I'm like, do I look stuck up because I'm cute, or like, and I don't feel like I'm the baddest female in the world. I'm not ugly, but you know, growing up, it was like I said, I was a tomboy. I didn't care about that stuff.
Right,
And then you also have to be built up. I don't think I had that when I was younger.
right.
And then to be broken down by so many people, I mean, anybody can have insecurities. You
Right,
wouldn't believe how many supermodels have eating disorders because of their insecurities. Like everybody has some.
right. No, that's definitely real right there. So real quick, what's some of the pressures that women deal with, and what kind of advice would you give them? You just said like being a certain weight. I know there's a lot of women, y'all hard on each other. I'm not saying you in particular, but
Yeah,
like, well, oh yeah, y'all tear a woman down. Like, yeah, if she come out half stepping, like, yeah, she's not right. So there's a lot of pressure being a woman. It's
absolutely.
a lot of pressure with images, a lot of the way you look, the way you present it. How do you stay focused, and what advice do you give to the women? Because you have this piece about you. It's
Mhm.
like, yo, I'm just living my life. Yo, none of that stuff even matters to me. Yo, I'm making it happen. How did you get there, and what advice would you give to women that's dealing with that pressure of trying to compete?
Like I said, it's always been me. So, I mean, at some point, it's like your opinion doesn't pay my bills. Your opinion doesn't put food in my kids' mouths. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do what I want to do for me. If
Right.
I want to go work out, I used to work out 4 a.m. 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Or if I want to go do Zumba, or if I want to go get my body done, that's what I'm gonna go do.
Right.
If that's what you want to do, go do it. If nobody else is paying for it, if nobody else is, you know what I'm saying, if you have the money to explore, your passions and your talents, then do it. Do it for you, at least to say that you tried.
Just
Because at the end of the day, you're only going to disappoint yourself.
right. Okay. And that's real right there. So what's 5 of your greatest moments through your transition from coming from insecure to the brand ambassador that you are today? What's some of your best moments?
Um, I would say, let's see, winning a karaoke contest,
Right.
um, buying my kids a house,
Big.
um, just being self-sufficient in every way,
Right.
um, being able to help other people, um, like people that have been in, or are in situations that I've been in.
Right.
Um, and then, let's see, just making myself happy, like not worrying about anybody else
Right.
to make me happy but myself. Like, I think that's the greatest moment of all,
Wow. And
is
that's
just deciding that I'm going to be happy for me.
right. And that's the thing. So you made a change in your life and you said, I want better. You have better now, right? I'm pretty sure it was times where it was dark and it felt like, yo, I'm not going to make it. It got real hard because, like, not only was it you, you had other people depending on you. So, how did you keep yourself going? Or how did you motivate yourself where you didn't give up? You didn't throw the towel. You didn't, some people even commit suicide and stuff like that
Right.
because life pressure gets that real. And it's like a lot of times we walk around and people don't know what a person is actually going through. So even while you're doing this, I'm pretty sure you wasn't walking around with a sign like, yo, I'm out here struggling. I'm going through this. It's like you made it happen.
Right.
So how did you stay focused through those times? And how did you not allow it to spill over where people became to look at you like almost like a charity case, almost like, oh, we feel sorry for you, because I don't get that from you.
No, I didn't really talk about my problems. I didn't really trust people to talk about it.
Right.
And I went through a lot of situations where people would help you just to be able to say that they did.
Right.
And I never wanted to be that kind of person. Like, if I give you money, I'll never mention it again.
Right.
Because I didn't give it to you to say that I helped you. I gave it to you because you needed it. Um, so, and like I said, I don't ever feel like I had an option to
Right.
quit, or time to be sad, or time to say I don't want to do this. Um, it was more like, this is what I got to do. There is no other option. So I think people just need to look inside themselves, like, what do you want out of life, and how far are you willing to go to get it? And if you need to, if you're depressed, or you have, like, I've dealt with depression and anxiety and all of that, and you have to recognize when you need help. You have to recognize, you have to go get that help. Um, and it's always, like I said, I've always been self-sufficient. So if nobody else is going to do it, that's always been my mindset. Nobody else is going to do it. I have to go do it. So
Right.
do what you need to do for you. Deal with your past demons. Decide what you want from life, and then make a plan to go get it. Baby steps are great as long as you're making steps forward.
As long as you're making steps forward. So you get into the personal training, you modeling and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? How did you make that transition from acting to the modeling and personal training?
Well, the acting and modeling was really together. I got modeling jobs from being an extra, and I, networked with different models and got, different things. And
Right.
then I got into personal training. Like I said, I wanted to be healthier, and I needed something to channel my energy into. So that's another thing that people can look into. Find you a hobby to channel, your anxiety, your anger, whatever it is that you're feeling. And working out really helped me with that. Doing boot camps
Wow.
early in the morning, it would really wake me up and to start my day, and I'd be able to make it through the whole day. With a better energy, a better outlook. Um, so, and then it was like, of course, I'm modeling, so I want to maintain my weight.
Right.
And I was tired of paying personal trainers. So I went to school. I took a class to learn how to do it myself.
Wow.
Like I said, I always feel like I gotta do it myself.
Okay. So that's dope right there. Do you remember some of your best shoots that you done? Like best memories on the set?
Um, the Bobby Brown shoot was really, really fun. I met a lot of great people on that shoot: hairdressers, actresses, all that.
Right.
And then the best modeling one, um, probably the Vegas shoot that I did. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. So it was a Vegas shoot.
Yeah, it was like a a play on like an all female poker game or something like that.
Okay. So that's cool right there. So are you IMDb registered?
I am.
Okay. So do you have more plans for any upcoming films, any type of roles that you looking to play that you want to do for your bucket list roles?
Right now I'm more focused on music.
Okay.
But if a role was to come up, I would definitely consider it. I haven't been doing that much of my like background acting because I've been traveling for work.
Okay.
Um, but when things slow down with my job because of COVID, it's really active right now.
Right.
Once that slows down, I'll probably get back into it. But right now, I'm trying to focus more on singing, and of course, modeling and working out.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So you're working on a project right now?
Um, I am writing a song, and I have a project in the works with Shame Gang. He just had an album come out. You should go listen to it.
Salute the Shame. I know Shame.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
cool people.
Yeah, he definitely is. Definitely good, brother. Definitely got some things on the table he's working on. Hopefully they
Yeah,
go through for him
he's
too.
doing really well.
Yeah, salute to him. So y'all working on a project together?
Yeah, we have a song that we've been working on. So hopefully soon I'll be able to go back to North Carolina and work on it before he goes on tour.
Okay. So how did y'all link that together?
Um, Networking, really. Like I said, it was, through meeting through other people, and then Facebook. We've been Facebook friends, and um, I really don't know how it came about.
Right. Okay. It's
I
all
was
good.
working with another Raleigh artist on a couple of songs, and then I ended up, letting Shane hear me sing, and he asked me to work on a couple of songs with him. So we've had a couple of unfinished projects that we're trying to get,
Okay.
squared away.
That's cool. So you said it was a few other artists from Raleigh. What's some of the artists that you work with?
I had a song with I'm so bad with names.
Uh
Um, like I have to go to Facebook.
it's all
This
good.
is terrible. What is his name? Um, and when I say it, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Shiest.
Shice Vader.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, all right.
I had a song with Shiest, and then God, now I need to go to my Instagram. I'm so sorry.
All right. It's all good.
I'm so sorry. Like I know their government names, and I don't want to say them
Nah,
unless
nah,
they
you
want to
get.
use their names.
Yeah, nah, you get. Nah, it's all good. So, I did you record in the studio with them, or you did it
Yeah.
separate? Okay, so what was that studio experience like?
Um, like I said, I have anxiety. So when I was recording with Shiest, it was, they tried to make me as comfortable as they tried.
Right,
But it was a lot of people in the studio.
right,
So that was difficult for me. And I was very new at trying to record at
right.
that time too. So, but with Shame, it was very low key. I felt like I was a lot more comfortable in the
Right.
studio with him. So yeah, and then the other artist, um, it was always just me and him, or me and him and a producer. So we
Right.
were able to get a lot more done.
Okay.
Um, but like I said, it's just working on my anxiety, and then having time, as well, to
Right.
finish these projects.
Okay, so that's dope, and I look forward to hearing them. You're definitely doing your thing. Some good brothers that are definitely Raleigh representing the Shame and Shice. Definitely both doing big things. Salute to them brothers. So okay, you got that. You got the song you're working on. All right, modeling. Is there any photographers that you want to work with?
Um, I would like to work with any Black photographers that want to get their name out there.
Right.
Um, Definitely open to supporting Black business. That's what I've been trying to do here in Florida. Um, and that's what I did when I was building my portfolio and I paid for my own pictures. Um, Definitely supporting Black business. So anybody wants to shoot, let me know.
All right, that's dope right there. So what was the transition like for you, and what's the difference between Florida scene and when you was in North Carolina?
Um, just knowing more people in North Carolina. Like I said, and then like down here, I don't have a lot of help with my kids, so having the time
Right.
to network and meet people, and photo shoots take a long time, so
That's a fact.
um, just having the time to do that, and I've been working on. I had two, three, four jobs at one
Wow.
point, so just trying to clear my schedule so I can do more fun things.
So you could do more fun things. And that's
Yeah.
dope right there. You're definitely making it happen. So it's like you're proof that no matter what you're facing, no matter what oppositions, it's like if you put your mind to it, you can make it happen. You done it. Where most people in your situations, they probably would have gave up. They probably would have never made it. They would have pulled a million excuses out. Said, well, I can't do this now because this happened. I can't do that. You've proven that you can if you put your mind to it. What's some things that you want to accomplish in the next 5 to 10 years?
I want to record, if not at least two songs, an album for myself um, before the end of 2021.
Right.
Um, I would like to um, start my own, I'm working now to prepare Airbnbs because I
Wow.
want different streams of income.
Right.
So that's another thing, is to have at least two other streams of income in the next 2 years. And then finishing my bachelor's degree. It's taken me forever because I have to pay for it on my
Wow.
own.
Right.
But I want to finish that. Not that I need it. I've made it pretty far without it, but I just want it. So,
Right. It's just being a check off the list. Like I did it as an accomplishment. And sometimes we have to test ourselves like that. And I definitely appreciate you coming by today. What's some places that you want to visit before it's all over, as far as like vacation and doing shoots?
I would love to do a shoot at the Bali Swing. And I want to do like a luxury trip in the Maldives one day.
Wow.
Um, when I travel, I like to do, a lot of fun things. I like to stay in luxurious places. I like room service. I like being served on the beach, stuff like that. Like more trips, more experiences, more stories.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that, yo. And like I said, you're making it happen and you've been through a lot and you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? You put in the work and you kept going. So 2 questions and I'm gonna let you go. I know I'm holding you too long. Can I get 2 more questions and I'm gonna let you go? I promise.
Okay.
All right. They don't have nothing to do with career. They're just real life, real world
Okay.
questions. Okay. So you say you work in the medical field, right?
Yeah.
With the pandemic and everything. I'm pretty sure you've seen both sides. What advice would you give to people? And what's some things that you've seen that made you like, yo, you putting your life on the line, but I'm pretty sure it's rewarding to see you helping other people and stuff like that. So what's some of the memories that keep you going? And what advice would you give people when it comes to that?
Um, so during the pandemic, part of my job was to um, basically treat the elderly in nursing homes with like a prophylactic IV
Right.
treatment for COVID. And I saw a lot of, in different facilities, I would see mistreatment. And then in other facilities, I would see them being treated great. Um, so just being a part of that and trying to help prevent the spread of COVID, as well as, save the elderly's lives, people who didn't have families to advocate for them. Those were some good memories. I would say that you may not think COVID is a real thing, but at the very least, wash your hands as
Right.
much as you can. Um, and then if you are sick, wear a mask for other people's sake.
Wow.
I'm not going to get into the whole vaccine spiel or anything like that. I just feel like, um, be safe for yourself and for other people. Wash your hands, and if you get sick, wear a mask.
Right. And that's real right there. And I definitely respect that. The last question. State of the world. There's a lot going on. A lot going on in the world, a lot of killings, a lot of injustices, a lot of stuff going on even in our government right now.
Right.
What's your take on that? And what advice would you give to the women watching? And what advice would you give to the men watching? And what's your take on everything that's going on right
I think that we need to stop being so complacent and trying to fit in, and we need to be loud, and we need to be vocal, and we need to be active, and voice the injustices. And then you know, I'm all for these thugs, that want to shoot in the street. If let's put that energy, what I'm saying, to the criminals and to the cops that are
now?
killing us. You know what I mean? Let's just put the energy in the right places. Like, we definitely should be advocating so that our children don't have to go through this. My kids should be able to play outside without, me thinking that somebody's going to snatch them off the street. um, so just look out for one another as well. If you need
Right,
to record a situation, if you need to speak up for someone because they can't speak for themselves, then do that. We just need to be there for each other more and stop depending on a broken system.
wow, that's real right there. And you just summed it up right there. And that's real right there. Stop depending on a broken system. We got to be accountable for each other and
Yeah,
love
because
one
I would
another.
definitely rather call my best friend when something happens than a cop,
Right,
because
right.
the cops never helped me.
Right.
So
Nah, that's real. That's real. And you're a female, so
yeah.
definitely, yo. So that's the thing. Yo, I definitely appreciate it. I don't want to hold you because I know you're
Okay.
busy and all that. Yo, I thank you for coming through. Look forward to everything that you got coming up, the music and stuff like that. Let me ask you, when you get it together, you will come back on here again?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So when you get the music together, let's bring you back. And again, I thank you. I salute you as a black woman who didn't give up, who kept going, made a better life for you and your children. And to me, that's black excellence. And that's why this platform was created, to spotlight certain people that's rising above the average circumstances. Because a lot of times we go through things or we see people. It's like they may look at you and see your success, but they don't know the story.
Right.
They may see the pretty face or they may see the opportunities that you get, but they don't see the work behind the scenes that you put in. So it's like I didn't know the whole story, but I knew that you were doing good things, and I knew that you had an interesting story. I didn't know the details, but I definitely appreciate you coming by today and sharing your story with us and your time. And I thank you for coming out. If you got any final words or you want to give any shout outs, you can do that now. And again, I thank you for coming on the proof.
No, thank you so much for having me. Like I said, check out Shame Gang's new album, Raleigh Artists. I just want to say y'all need to work together, put each other on. I think there's a lot of opportunity for everybody. Everybody can eat. Um, and follow me on Instagram at yepits.step, and on TikTok at yepitstep.
Okay.
And if anybody needs a feature, uh, hook written, you need to work out, you need to maintain your weight, you just need an accountability partner, hit me up.
Yeah, I appreciate it, you. And the proof is in the pudding, you. I definitely appreciate you. And thank you again for coming through. Thanks for everybody watching, even those that's watching the playback. We appreciate y'all. Be sure to follow her at yepits.step. If you need features, hit her up. If you need any, like she said, personal training, holler at a real good people, yo. And I thank you again for coming out, yo. This is The Proof, and we're signing off. Thank y'all.